Nikola Tesla led space civilization into the modern age. Who was it that buried him in darkness and erased him? In this video, we take a closer look at Nikola Tesla, also known as the magician of electric currents. On the night of July 10, 1856, amidst a fierce thunderstorm that roared through the village of Smiljan in the Austrian Empire, modern-day Croatia, a baby boy came into the world. At that moment, a flash of lightning illuminated the sky, engulfing the house in its glow. The midwife assisting with the birth murmured softly,
"This child was born in a storm. He's a child of the storm."
Hearing this, the mother quietly replied,
"Versa knows. This child is a child of light."
His name was Nikola Tesla. He would later leave an indelible mark on human history, becoming a legendary yet often unsung inventor of extraordinary brilliance. Both of his parents were Serbian, and he was born into a family in the Austrian Empire in what is now Western Croatia. Father Milutin Tesla was a pastor, eloquent and knowledgeable. On the other hand, his mother, despite lacking formal education, was a highly creative individual who invented and improved household tools. At the time of Nikola's birth, the Tesla family already had one older brother and two sisters. His brother was exceptionally gifted, a prodigy so talented that he was often referred to as a child genius. When Tesla was 5 years old, his brother tragically lost his life in a horse riding accident. This devastating event left a deep and lasting scar on young Nikola's heart. After his brother's death, Nikola Tesla began to experience a blurred boundary between reality and imagination, often seeing vivid and lifelike hallucinations. This would later become a driving force behind his extraordinary creative thinking and innovative ideas. At the time, he struggled with the ability to see objects visually in his mind that were not physically present, as well as hypersensitivity to bright lights and loud sounds. For example, whenever he touched books or tools he found in his father's study, vivid images would flood his mind, laying the foundation for what he later called his laboratory of the mind. At the same time, he developed a belief that nature held hidden secrets, fostering an insatiable curiosity about everything around him. One day, while observing the flow of a river, Tesla crafted a small water wheel using pieces of wood, harnessing the power of the flowing water to make it spin. This experience became the foundation of his inventive philosophy, the idea of controlling and harnessing the forces of nature. As a young boy, Tesla sensed the presence of electrical forces within the phenomena of nature. He was also fascinated by the sound of thunder, and often played with magnets and static electricity, experiencing the wonders of electricity firsthand. As Tesla progressed from his local primary school to secondary school, he began to demonstrate his extraordinary talents. Tesla possessed the remarkable ability to remember the contents of a book after reading it just once, and could solve complex mathematical problems instantly in his mind. He was so proficient that his teachers often suspected him of cheating. With his extraordinary talents, Tesla eventually pursued a path in science by enrolling at the Graz University of Technology, where he began studying electrical engineering and physics. According to Tesla, when an idea came to him, he wouldn't immediately start physical work on it. Instead, he would begin assembling the concept in his imagination, adjusting its structure, making improvements, and even operating the device, all within his mind. Remarkably, Tesla's devices always functioned exactly as he had envisioned, and his experiments unfolded precisely as he had planned in his mind. However, Tesla's university life was short-lived. Due to financial difficulties at home and the toll of his relentless efforts, he was forced to drop out of college. After leaving university, Tesla took on various technical jobs in cities like Prague and Budapest, all the while refining and developing his ideas. In 1884, at the age of 28, Nikola Tesla decided to leave Europe and move to America, where he would spend the majority of his life. With one hand, he carried a notebook filled with his invention ideas, and in the other, he clutched a letter of introduction addressed to Thomas Edison. At this time, Tesla was set to work as an engineer at Edison Machine Works, the company led by Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was already known as the king of invention in the United States at the time. He was promoting the widespread use of direct current power systems. Tesla was initially hired by Edison as just another engineer, but his exceptional talents quickly caught attention. Edison told Tesla, "If you can redesign these outdated direct current motors, I'll pay you a $50,000 bonus." At the time, $50,000 was equivalent to approximately $2 million in today's value. Tesla solved this complex challenge in just a few months, fulfilling Edison's request with remarkable efficiency. At this point, Edison said to Tesla,
"You don't understand American humor."
With those words, Edison casually dismissed the promise he had made to Tesla. Angered by the broken promise, Tesla promptly left Edison's company. Having already recognized the limitations of direct current power, Tesla decided to focus on his own vision, promoting the development of a more efficient and powerful alternating current power system. After leaving Edison, Tesla found himself unemployed and was forced to make a living in New York through physical labor. It was a humiliating period for the once brilliant engineer, as he found himself digging ditches to make ends meet. Later, in 1887, Tesla established the Tesla Electric Company to independently pursue his inventions and innovations. Around this time, a fierce rivalry known as the War of Currents, unfolded between Edison, championing direct current, and Tesla, advocating for alternating current, as they battled over which system should become the foundation of the next generation power grid. The direct current power system promoted by Thomas Edison was suitable for short-distance power supply, but was highly inefficient for transmitting electricity over long distances. In contrast, Nikola Tesla's alternating current power system allowed for voltage transformation, enabling electricity to be transmitted over long distances. It was safer, more cost-effective, and far more efficient. At this time, Edison launched a negative campaign against Tesla's alternating current system. To spread the perception that alternating current was deadly dangerous, Edison conducted shocking public demonstrations, electrocuting animals with AC power to prove its supposed hazards. He connected dogs, cats, and even horses to electrodes, sending alternating current through their bodies to demonstrate their deaths in front of the public. He then distributed these gruesome demonstrations through newspapers and pamphlets, aiming to instill the message that alternating current is more dangerous than direct current. For Edison, direct current was the foundation of his inventions and business empire, and he was willing to go to any lengths to protect it. However, while Edison's negative campaign initially succeeded in instilling fear of alternating current, it ultimately backfired in the long run. So who won the power battle between Edison and Tesla? The deciding factor was, in 1893 at the Chicago World's Fair, the first large-scale use of alternating current to illuminate an event in the United States took place. Over 600,000 light bulbs were lit, astonishing visitors and captivating countless attendees with the brilliance of Tesla's AC power system. The decisive victory in the War of Currents came with the construction of the world's first large-scale alternating current power plant at Niagara Falls. In 1896, the Niagara Falls power plant began operation, supplying electricity all the way to Buffalo, New York. This success paved the way for Tesla's technology to become the global standard for electrical power systems. This is not merely a technological advancement. It is the first step in bringing light to the future of humanity. It was praised. The success at Niagara Falls earned Tesla widespread acclaim, and he became celebrated as the Wizard of Electricity. Tesla's alternating current system demonstrated to the world that it surpassed Edison's direct current system in terms of practicality, cost-effectiveness, and safety. With the adoption of Tesla's alternating current system as the global standard for power supply, the technical victory was clear and undeniable. Nikola Tesla's inventions and ideas are still deeply embedded in modern society, impacting areas such as power supply, communication technology, renewable energy, medicine, transportation, and education. Moreover, they continue to lay the foundation for future technologies. However, his vision extended even further toward new dreams such as wireless communication and energy transmission. While Tesla's genius was widely acknowledged, his eccentric ideas and solitary demeanor often led to friction with those around him. During this period, Tesla invented a groundbreaking device known as the Tesla coil. The Tesla coil is a device that generates high-frequency alternating current, and it remains in use today for wireless communication and scientific experiments. This invention brought Tesla one step closer to realizing his dream of transmitting energy and information through space. Tesla often amazed visitors to his laboratory by recreating spectacular discharge phenomena, demonstrating the raw power of electricity in awe-inspiring displays. Seated amidst the pale blue glow, deeply engrossed in his research, his image as the Wizard of Electricity became even more iconic. Tesla harbored a grand vision of connecting the entire planet through wireless technology. He conducted repeated experiments to transmit energy through space, working tirelessly to bring this dream to life. He firmly believed in the possibility of delivering electricity to any location in the world, without the use of wires, providing clean and sustainable energy for all. Tesla traveled around New York, seeking investors for a system he believed could make wireless communication a reality. Eventually, an investor emerged, willing to fund Tesla's ambitious project. That investor was John Pierpont Morgan, the influential financier. J.P. Morgan was a prominent banker, industrialist, and financier of the late 19th century, a man of immense wealth and influence. Morgan invested in Nikola Tesla's project because he was intrigued by the potential of wireless communication. In the late 19th century, wireless communication technology was still in its infancy, but had already become a significant area of interest for both businesses and governments. Tesla envisioned the creation of the world's first wireless communication network, capable of transmitting text, voice, and even images to any location on Earth. Morgan saw the potential for Tesla's technology to generate substantial profits in the commercial communication market. For the funding secured, Tesla constructed the Wardenclyffe Tower, a monumental project aimed at realizing his vision of wireless energy and communication. Built on Long Island, New York, this massive tower became a symbol of Tesla's ambition to achieve wireless power transmission and communication. He referred to it as an energy revolution for all humankind. ***. However, the Wardenclyffe Tower was never completed due to a lack of funding. This was because Morgan decided to withdraw his financial support. At the time, Morgan had shown interest in the Wardenclyffe Tower project and provided Tesla with $150,000 in funding. This was a considerable sum of money for the time. As Tesla advanced the project, he began to envision expanding the tower into a system that could wirelessly supply energy to the entire planet. Upon learning of this purpose, Morgan withdrew funding. Subsequently, Tesla's work on the project was dismantled, bringing his grand vision to an abrupt halt. Perhaps they feared that this would have a major impact on vested interests and power structures. With funding exhausted, the Wardenclyffe Tower was left incomplete and soon after dismantled. Tesla's dream came to an end there. In the early 20th century, Nikola Tesla, once hailed as the Wizard of Electricity, gradually faded from the forefront of scientific innovation. His attitude to keep inventing new things did not change, though. However, his ideas became too grandiose or out of step with the times, and he was increasingly misunderstood by those around him. Thus, Nikola Tesla, the man who laid the groundwork for the wireless communication and power grids we use every day, was largely forgotten in the pages of history, with Thomas Edison and Guglielmo Marconi receiving credit for those achievements instead. During the same period, Guglielmo Marconi was achieving significant success in the field of wireless communication. Marconi commercialized wireless technology and went on to receive the Nobel Prize for his contributions. However, many of the patents Tesla acquired were used for Marconi's success. Marconi, with commercial backing, took away the priority rights to the patent. Tesla was disappointed with the situation and complained that, "It was I who invented it first," he claimed. However, Tesla no longer had the financial means to continue the legal battles necessary to defend his patents. Furthermore, a mysterious fire broke out at Tesla's laboratory in New York City, completely destroying the facility. Countless devices, documents, and patent papers were lost, along with Tesla's invaluable research notes and blueprints, which contained critical records of his work. Although Tesla had fire insurance, it was insufficient to fully cover the damages, leaving him once again in a financially dire situation. Could these events truly be mere coincidences? When we look back, certain irregularities come to light, hinting at a deeper, untold story behind the scenes. Earlier, we discussed J.P. Morgan as the financier of the Wardenclyffe Tower, but in fact there was another investor involved. That was John Jacob Astor. Astor was one of the wealthiest individuals in America at the time, with an estimated fortune of like $87 million, making him one of the nation's leading magnates. Astor was deeply impressed by Tesla's groundbreaking inventions and decided to support his research by providing funding for the Wardenclyffe Tower. He believed in Tesla's vision and was convinced that, if successful, Tesla's work had the potential to change the world. It is said that Astor and Tesla developed a friendship that went beyond the typical relationship between a financier and an inventor. However, it is possible that John Jacob Astor IV, a key financier of Tesla's work, was deliberately erased from history, shrouded in obscurity. I was on board the famous Titanic that we all know. On April 14, 1912, the Titanic, the largest and most luxurious ocean liner of its time, struck an iceberg during its maiden voyage and sank, a tragedy famously depicted in the iconic film Titanic. The movie Titanic portrayed a beautiful and heartwarming love story, but whispers have long suggested that the tragedy was a highly unusual and mysterious incident. This is because J.P. Morgan was the owner of the White Star Line, the company that operated the Titanic. Moreover, Morgan was originally scheduled to join the maiden voyage but canceled at the last moment. Aboard the Titanic were not only John Jacob Astor IV and over 1,000 other passengers, but also two of America's other prominent tycoons of the time, Benjamin Guggenheim and Isidor Straus. It is said that these three men, John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, were well aware of the schemes by global elites to monopolize the financial system and seize control of the profits from currency issuance. These three men, who boarded a ship deemed unsinkable, all lost their lives on that fateful day. Some speculate that John Jacob Astor, Nikola Tesla's primary financier, along with other wealthy magnates, was deliberately lured onto the Titanic, only for the ship to be sunk in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with over 1,000 passengers aboard. In this way, Morgan completely halted all financial support for Tesla. Was this all merely a coincidence? Or could it have been part of a calculated scheme? Thus, Nikola Tesla gradually faded from the forefront of science. However, in his later years, he continued to invent, notably developing a Bose vibrational device and conducting experiments to resonate buildings and even the ground itself. It is said that during one of these experiments, a small earthquake occurred near Tesla's New York laboratory, causing such a commotion that the police rushed to the scene. Tesla also proposed the development of a beam weapon, often referred to as the death ray, as a means to save the world. He believed it could serve as a tool to end wars. However, due to a lack of funding and widespread misunderstanding, this idea too was never realized. Although Tesla's determination to pursue new inventions never wavered, his ideas were often deemed unrealistic by many potential investors, leading to a growing lack of understanding and support from those around him. As Tesla's funding ran dry and his isolation grew, many of his inventions and ideas were left unfinished due to financial constraints. Eventually, he found himself completely penniless. He began moving from one hotel to another within New York City, with his former fame offering little support. Over time, he became increasingly financially destitute. While living quietly in a small hotel room, Tesla continued to jot down ideas and create blueprints. However, in his later years, his behavior became increasingly eccentric, and he was often regarded as a mad scientist. In his later years, there was one thing that gave Tesla strength and support: pigeons. At the time, Tesla was living on milk and crackers. With what little money he had left, feeding the local pigeons was the only thing that kept him going. Among the pigeons, there was one that Tesla felt a special connection with. It was said to be covered in beautiful, pure white feathers. "Wherever I am, this pigeon will find me. Just as she loves me, I love her too," he once said. Tesla claimed that before the pigeon died, she flew to him, and he saw a brilliant light emanating from her eyes. In that moment, Tesla remarked, "At that moment, the light in my life went out. Double asterisk. On January 7, 1943, the man once known as the Wizard of Electricity passed away. In the New Yorker Hotel in New York City, a woman working at the hotel grew concerned when she noticed a "Do Not Disturb" sign hanging on the door of room 3327 for an extended period. Worried about the reclusive elderly man who lived there, she opened the door, only to find his lifeless body inside. That elderly man was none other than the legendary figure once hailed as the Wizard of Electricity, 86-year-old Nikola Tesla. He had spent the final 9 years of his life in that room, ultimately passing away alone. So far, we've provided a simplified overview of Nikola Tesla's life. Many of you might already be familiar with some of these stories and inventions. However, what he accomplished during his lifetime went far beyond what we've discussed here. He conducted experiments that go far beyond what we can imagine. While there are countless fascinating episodes from his life, we can't cover them all. From here on, we'll share some intriguing stories about Nikola Tesla, uniquely curated for this channel. You are about to witness just how extraordinary Nikola Tesla truly was. In 1899, Tesla established an experimental station in the high-altitude region of Colorado Springs to further study the conductivity of low-pressure air. In Colorado Springs, Tesla utilized the natural lightning in the area to study the energy and electromagnetic waves it produced. During one experiment, Tesla's equipment was reportedly so powerful that it caused a temporary power outage for the entire town. Tesla, with support from both the government and private sectors, conducted grand experiments in Colorado Springs. Tesla's purpose was to gather the Earth's magnetic field, use the Earth itself as a giant transmitter, and send signals into space to communicate with any beings that might live there. In other words, he attempted to make contact with extraterrestrial life. The outcome of this experiment was that, without even realizing it, Tesla developed an unimaginably destructive energy weapon. It is said to have been the world's first directed energy weapon. This destructive energy was on a planetary scale. Tesla, along with the intended signals, had been transmitting an immense amount of an unknown form of energy into outer space. One day, while Tesla was working in his laboratory, he received a mysterious signal. This signal, which he referred to as a counter code, followed a unique pattern and was the first ever detected cosmic radio signal in history. Tesla claimed that the signal might have originated from Venus or Mars, suggesting the possibility that he had received a message from extraterrestrial beings. As time passed, in 2017, a leaked classified document revealed the astonishing impact of the energy Tesla had released into space. The revelations were nothing short of shocking. It revealed that Tesla's experiments had potentially heralded the true beginning of the UFO era in our time. The leaked classified document was made public on June 14, 2017. These documents pertain to the activities of Majestic 12, a secret operation allegedly established in September 1947 to address issues related to UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Majestic 12 was reportedly established under the directive of President Harry S. Truman as a top-secret U.S. government committee tasked with investigating, analyzing, and negotiating matters related to extraterrestrial spacecraft and beings. This committee was said to consist of 12 members, including prominent scientists and high-ranking military officials. The document was addressed to the president and is said to have been leaked by an anonymous whistleblower. It is marked as ultra-top secret and classified at the highest security level. It described primarily the history of extraterrestrial beings, their purposes, evaluations regarding unidentified flying objects, and even details of interactions with extraterrestrial life. This document also mentions Nikola Tesla. From here, we will reveal only the key sections that appear to be significant, offering a glimpse into what it contained. In 1899, Nikola Tesla, the Yugoslavian electrical scientist best known for introducing alternating current for power transmission and for the experimental device bearing his name, the Tesla coil, embarked on a series of studies that helped define this era as the saucer age. Tesla had long claimed that it was possible to transmit pure electrical energy directly over long distances, without any power loss or the need for wires. By 1899, with scientific support from both government and private sectors, Tesla selected a location near Colorado Springs, Colorado, where he conducted large-scale experiments that would never be repeated again. Tesla's objective was to harness the Earth's magnetic field and use the planet as a giant transmitter to send signals into space, attempting to communicate with any potential inhabitants. Tesla was unaware that the specific type of energy he generated was traversing the cosmos, causing significant disruption in locations light years away. Extraterrestrial intelligent beings responded to his transmissions using a binary code format they routinely employed for long-distance communication, demanding that he cease his transmissions. Of course, Tesla had no means to understand the message that was sent back from space. Fortunately, due to the local residents' outrage over the side effects of his experiments, Tesla was forced to halt his work in Colorado Springs in the same year he had begun. In other words, this marked the true beginning of what we now call the flying saucer era. It was written this way: while it is well known that UFOs visited Earth in ancient times, the document explicitly states that it was Nikola Tesla who initiated the arrival of UFOs in the era we live in today. Furthermore, it also states the following: it became evident that humanity was on the brink of an explosive technological advancement. As a result, extraterrestrial beings decided on a carefully calculated long-term program of seemingly random contact, with the ultimate goal of raising awareness about our place within the galactic community. With the advent of the atomic age, this program escalated, eventually including diplomatic contact with many of Earth's governments. Due to the minimal psychological impact on humanity, the same approach of orchestrating seemingly coincidental contact was chosen. This was particularly the case with the United States. This is how it was documented in the records. In 1943, Nikola Tesla passed away. Just a few years later, in 1947, visitors from beyond Earth arrived, marking the dawn of the UFO era. That was the Roswell incident. The Roswell incident is a case that gained fame for involving a UFO that reportedly crashed near Roswell, New Mexico, in July 1947 and was allegedly recovered by the U.S. military. It is considered the most famous UFO case in the world. To briefly explain, at the time of the incident, the military announced that personnel from the 509th Bombardment Group had recovered a crashed flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. However, just a few hours later, the Air Force commander revised the statement, claiming that what had been recovered was not a flying disc, but a weather balloon, turning it into a puzzling and controversial incident. At the time, the incident was quickly forgotten, but decades later it regained attention through various testimonies and evidence, leading to speculation that the object truly came from beyond Earth. Since then, the Roswell incident has sparked widespread curiosity, rumors, research, and investigations around the world. At the time, there were articles in the newspapers saying that a flying saucer had been captured. The document introduced earlier has been analyzed by many UFO researchers, but there has also been debate over whether the document might be a forgery. However, in 2018, a detailed analysis of a 47-page leaked document from the Defense Intelligence Agency was made public for the first time. Dr. Robert Wood, one of the world's leading document examiners, concluded that the document was indeed authentic. These insights have been researched and provided over several decades by Dr. Michael Sala, a prominent researcher in the field of UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Dr. Michael E. Salla is renowned as a scholar in the fields of international politics, conflict resolution, and U.S. foreign policy. Additionally, he is the founder of exopolitics, a field of study dedicated to examining the relationship between extraterrestrial life and humanity. Dr. Salla aims to scientifically and politically study the existence of extraterrestrial life and uncover its implications for humanity and Earth society. He believes that if contact with extraterrestrial beings has been concealed, making this information public could pave the way for a better future for society as a whole. Dr. Sala's research explores the potential cooperative relationship between extraterrestrial beings and humanity, believing that such collaboration could serve as a means to promote global peace and drive technological innovation. Now we have an important announcement for all our viewers from this channel. Amazingly, Dr. Michael Salla was recently appointed as an advisor on innovative technologies to the Trump administration. If Dr. Michael Salla secures victory in this election, he will take on the role of overseeing innovative technologies under the Trump administration. members of the public can cast their votes for Dr. Michael Salla online. Dr. Salla mentioned the following. I've been nominated to be an advisor to the incoming Trump administration on innovative technology. The public can vote on nominations. If I was accepted as an advisor to the Trump administration on technology, I would inform them of what I have learned about exotic propulsion systems, secret space programs, ET and ancient technologies, etc. Through my exopolitics research, interviews with hundreds of whistleblowers, insiders, contactees, leaked Majestic documents, etc. He stated this. While we couldn't go into great detail about Dr. Salla here, those eagerly anticipating advanced technologies like medbeds and free energy could significantly increase the likelihood of these becoming a reality by voting for Dr. Salla. As many of you likely already know, Dr. Salla is also active on YouTube. If you're interested, be sure to check out his content. This vote is open to everyone regardless of where they live. You can participate from anywhere in the world. We'll include the link in the description below, so if you support Dr. Salla, make sure to cast your vote. I feel that Dr. Salla has a high potential to become an important figure in the future, which is why I voted for him, and am introducing him here. Your small action could lead to a significant change in the world. The voting process is simple. Click on the sign up button, fill in the required fields, and complete your registration. Then click on the voting button labeled Votes to cast your vote. The Japanese version of this video was released in Japan, and it seems that a significant number of people expressed their support for Dr. Michael Salla, with many casting their votes. Returning to the story of Nikola Tesla, his inventions and ideas gradually began to be re-evaluated after his death. Although Tesla passed away quietly in a New York hotel, the vast number of notebooks and documents found in his room were confiscated by the U.S. government. The advanced technologies invented by Nikola Tesla, once dismissed as the work of an eccentric, may soon make their long-awaited debut. And so this time we explored just how incredibly talented and remarkable Nikola Tesla truly was. We will continue to deliver more groundbreaking and insightful information, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. If you're fed up with vested interests, please consider giving this video a like, sharing it, and leaving a comment. Thank you for your support. See you in the next video.